You're still a little bit. Yeah. Well, no, now you did too much. Yeah, there we go. Oh boy. Is this too bare bones here? Because I can put
It's
a
fine.
jack.
The lip needs a little something. I think it needs more shine or a little more gloss, add dimension.
Just you right.
Maybe a little this.
All right.
Welcome back to Hustle and Schmear, the podcast where the name Barney can trigger memories of an iconic fashion mecca on Madison Avenue or a delicatessen on the Upper West Side. I'm Jason Salstein.
And I'm Liz Cohen.
Today's guest is a colleague and friend who took the road less traveled, literally, from Alaska to Colorado to LA to the front rows of fashion and now the Diamond District.
She's a stylist, personal shopper turned jewelry designer who somehow makes getting dressed feel effortless, even if you're crying in your closet at 8 a.m. with nothing to wear.
I've known Shaelee Hansen since the Kingdom days in Calabasas, back when she was pulling for her clients and we were shopping for Beyonce and Kim Kardashian. Those were the days.
Today is a new day with plenty of schmear. Please welcome the fabulous and fearless
Shaelee Hansen! Welcome to the pod, Shaelee.
Wait, before we get started, because I just saw you drinking something and I'm always drinking something on this. Is it a coffee? I think it was a matcha. Talk us through what your morning.
Or is it celery juice?
Oh.
No, it's matcha. If I have an espresso, I turn into a weird person. It's not for me.
Okay.
So it's a matcha or it's Armra. You guys do this?
Oh, what's that?
Like the colostra digestive stuff?
Yeah, it's colostrum. I don't even know what I'm taking.
Take the little packets now, when I remember.
Yeah, I just put it in water and it's delicious.
Where do you go for matcha?
I usually go to Blue Bottle, which is my
They have
favorite.
matcha at Blue Bottle? I didn't know that.
They have the best almond milk. That's why I go.
Do you have one of those matcha brushes that you whisk up?
I'm lazy. I have like the electric. I don't even make it myself. My boyfriend makes it.
I get it.
All right, so let's get into it. Where are you from? You grew up in Alaska and Colorado. How does that background influence your sense of style and how you see beauty today?
I don't know if it attributes to my style at all. I don't know if you guys have been there, but it's very different. I'm from Anchorage. I grew up in Anchorage. My family was in Girdwood, which is this little ski town. But what it does attribute to is the bigger picture of life. As much as I love fashion, live it, breathe it, it's not, we'll be okay if we don't have it today.
Not the end all be all.
How did you get into fashion? I see you're salmon fishing, coho wild salmon.
Wait, I have a question. Is that where you dig into the ice?
No, I'll give you a background. I grew up fishing. I go every August fishing for silver salmon. It's my happy place. It's my non-negotiable. I go every single year.
You brought us back fillets.
Yes, very top organic. It's my one recharge vacation that I do, and you just really can unplug.
But was there a mall? Were there stores in Alaska that you were getting your sneakers that were cool? How did you get introduced being so remote?
My mom and my grandmother both weren't from Alaska. If you live in Alaska and you want to shop at all, you have to fly down to Seattle, or in my family's case, go to Hawaii, which was where my grandmother was from. We moved when I was 7 to Colorado because my mom just was like, there's nothing. I think I was so upset when we did move because it was my favorite place ever. My family was there. But as I got older, I understood. I was like, oh, I'm so happy she moved us away because there wasn't a lot there for me. I wasn't going to be in oil. I wasn't going to be in construction. Those are the two fields up there. So I'm really happy.
Did you have a desire to be bigger, or were you not exposed?
I was definitely exposed. We traveled. We flew to Hawaii all the time. My mom grew up all over the place. My mom always was very well dressed and put together. I think she wanted a different life for me. It's not, Alaska's a really, really beautiful place, but there's not a lot of industry. The
Cold too. You got to keep yourself warm.
The climate messes with you. The no light in the winter messes with you. So she's
I went to Fairbanks one time and we did dog mushing and it was very fun, but you're right. Very cold, very dark, and not a lot of activity.
There's not. It's so beautiful. I go
Yeah,
every
it's gorgeous.
year. Happy I don't live there anymore. There just
Yeah.
wasn't a lot to do.
So what
Okay,
brought you
that's
to
good.
Los Angeles?
I came to LA when I was 18. My parents packed me up a few weeks after I graduated high school. I came to LA to go to FITM. I studied fashion design, which in hindsight, I wish I would have done business of fashion. I always wanted to be a designer. I was always into the fashion industry. I modeled in high school, but
We're gonna
I
need some B-roll for sure.
actually, my first modeling job, I didn't even have the check yet, but I think I made like $1,300 or something from Cabela's, if you guys remember. Do you know Cabela's?
No Cabela's, but $1,300.
Bella is the surgery that gets the under the chin.
That's
Hi, Bella.
that's
No, Cabela's is like a Bass Pro Shop, one of those really big hunting stores.
Wow,
I don't
wow,
think
you
it made
really
its
made
way.
it.
But first of all, who'd have thought Cabela's is spending the cash for that?
So before I even had the check in my bank account, I begged my mom to let me buy my first Louis Vuitton purse. So we drove to Aspen and I bought a Speedy. It's
Love it.
probably somewhere stuffed in my closet, but I still have it. I've always
We
been,
love fashion memories.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll never get rid of it. I'm going to use it forever.
Was that your first taste? So you're like, you get this money. Was it a rush? You're now in this fashion world, or
Yeah, well, I had an older sister too. My mom and her were all very into fashion, and I was 12 years younger, so she was like the Britney Spears in my life. This was like his Hilton era, the really low cut jeans and the skirts, tiny little tank tops. I was like, that's it for me.
We talk about this era all the time about the
That was my
90s and the
favorite.
early aughts. I'm glad we lived in it. The music, everything was so different. I think there was a something special about not having social media back then.
I'm just thinking about growing up. You're in Alaska, you're in Colorado. You don't really have the same kind of access that kids do, but in a way, that kind of makes more creativity because now I feel everyone's looking at the same thing or the same trends.
Yeah, like you see these kids, no offense,
Boring.
they all are wearing the same thing. I guess got my fashion inspiration was when YouTube just started. I was
Mm.
Googling the Dior John Galliano runway shows. This is not when they had the nice video. It was like random snippet. You had to watch 7 different videos.
Yeah, I was watching Lauren Ozersky on the Style Network. I mean, I
Yeah,
There
was
the
you
watching.
Style
go.
Network.
Yeah.
You'd watch so many different clips to like see the full show.
You had to work
It
for
was a
it.
lot of fashion television. Jeannie and Tim Blanks probably were watching the same thing. Shaylee's a little bit younger than us, but that John Galliano, the Christian Dior saddle, the Sex and the City, those were formidable moments probably for your fashion
Yeah.
vocabulary.
Yeah,
So you study fashion, but you didn't study the business of fashion.
I thought I did want to have a clothing line. In school, I was the one that's like embellishing things. Definitely had the bedazzler. I don't know if you guys remember that. Definitely
Yes.
bedazzling things and putting feathers and buttons on things. So I was like, I want to be a fashion designer. But again, I feel there wasn't that much information. Internet was just coming up. I didn't know what to Google. What does a fashion designer do? I definitely think I want to be a creative director. In school, they taught you how to sew and pattern make and all those things. I just don't have the patience for that. I moved 2 weeks after I graduated high school. I had a terrible high school experience. I just didn't feel like I fit in, and I thought,
Let's hear more about that.
sad story.
Great. I mean, everybody has a weird high school experience, I think.
I hated it. I was like, I can't wait to get out. Everyone was just so the same. I felt so different. The
Yeah.
same story. I was the darkest person there, which is saying a lot. I'm tan. And that was weird. There just wasn't a lot of culture. I got made fun of for bringing nori to school, like seaweed sheets, because I'm part Japanese.
Now you'd be the cool kid, but like
Yeah, now it's
then it, yeah,
cool for
yeah.
those kids to bring those. I'm like,
I've
that
got them in my drawer right here. It's like my
yeah.
go-to. So you were trying to find your way and essentially getting to a more metropolitan area to explore. I want to hear a little bit about, my understanding is you know Jason from the Kingdom days.
After college, I was not really working, didn't really want to, didn't really care to. I had my club schedule. I fell into styling. Kind of random. I was working on movies in the styling department or shows. I did some celebrity styling here and there, just didn't like any of those things. I don't remember how I got the job, but I was working for her for a while before we met. And then you guys, but then I don't know, you guys reached out to us on Instagram or something. I'm not really sure.
We were introduced through mutual friends. They were working in Beverly Hills. We were in Calabasas. We wanted to share customers. They wanted to pull merchandise. We had stuff that nobody else had. Let's talk about the Kingdom days.
In 2020, when I decided to go off on my own, which is, I don't know why 2020 was a good idea, but it somehow worked out. The saying fortune favors the bold. So I went out on my own in 2020 and I started working a lot with Jason. I helped him with the buys because I knew what my clients wanted. It was great because I know I can sell these things, like guaranteed sales. I threw in some of my own personal orders in there too, which was great. And I would go there and pull. I would style and make outfits. They would use it for their Instagram and sell to their clients. It was fun. It was never work. It was such a great relationship. I still think about that. I wish they were still open.
We were so lucky to have a great relationship. How do you go about securing stores that you could pull from? How do you go about building relationships? There's so many that think they're stylists or personal shoppers. How does somebody get to become a stylist, and how do they make money from styling?
There's a lot of different ways. I started styling, I learned from who I was working with. So how we worked was on hourly basis.
Shout out Lauren Matoka. Shout out Lauren Matoka.
Yeah, so everything I learned from her. So she worked hourly, I worked hourly, had relationships with stores, and a lot of stores down Rodeo, online retailers. They all have these programs that people may not know. I think it used to be a lot easier like 10 years ago because there weren't a lot of stylists. But now you very much have to prove yourself before you have that relationship to make commission off a store for things that you pull, or even just to be able to pull. I'm very lucky that I got my foot in the door. If anyone wants to do that, I suggest you definitely work for a stylist. Don't go it on your own because you don't know what you don't know. There's so much.
Learning the business on the job, essentially, without
Yeah.
having to
Did
do
you
it.
ever work at a store before working with a stylist? Were you ever in retail, as in, welcome to Saks, how can I help you?
No. I mean, I worked at Kitson when I was like 19, but that I
Oh my
don't.
God, I loved Kitson. When I came to LA on business trips, I just remember that being like when you were in New York at the time.
Yeah.
It was such an LA vibe. It was fun.
Yeah, no, it was.
Exactly. The times where you would go to the newsstand and see Paris Hilton reading about herself in the magazine and going to Kitson to get the hottest t-shirt or whatever.
Yeah, and it was on, what was it, on Robertson?
Robertson.
Yeah, it was on Robertson. You can go to the Ivy. Like it was
Yeah.
so checking the box. Anyway, it was fun.
How
Yeah.
long were you there?
I mean, I don't even know if you can call it a job. I was there once a month, working
Yeah.
however many months, and I just didn't go in one day because I was at the pool. I was the worst.
So people make money obviously hourly, and people make money via commission. What's your take on double dipping? What is your transparency with your client? What really is the logistics when you're a personal shopper? We would give you commission on stuff that you would sell. Shaelee's bringing in her clients. She's selling $30,000 worth of stuff. She deserves at least XYZ. We had a high commission. What would you say to a young girl who has clients, who has a book of business? How can they negotiate the right way?
I think you just have to start. I've had to pull and I've had to sell a lot before they even offer me a commission deal. If you have a big client or you can prove that you have a big book of business, I think that's easier. But now I'm not really sure because all my relationships in place. I definitely know it's harder. So you either have to come with a book of business or you have to sell for a while. There's a probation period sometimes with some stores. You have to sell X amount of dollars and prove yourself, and then your commission will kick in.
I'm curious about the clients, how you're meeting the new client. What's your first step uncovering what their style is like, or is it mostly word of mouth?
I've been lucky that it's all been word of mouth.
Oh, okay.
It also helps the vetting process because if I have a client that, I know how much they spend, they know how much they spend, they're obviously not referring me to a client that is not worth our time. The client's not going to get what they want either. I've been really lucky and fortunate in that way. All word of mouth. The clients that do find me randomly, I haven't really had that much luck with. If they don't know the business, if they're not from LA, if they're not into fashion, it's not mutually beneficial.
Are these mostly, does it run the gamut of who the client base is? Is it Beverly Hills moms? Are there superstars, models?
Young
Curious.
brides even?
Oh.
So many brides.
Why?
And they're so fun actually because they'll do anything. And they really trust you, which is nice because they're like, I don't know what I'm doing, where to go.
To pick like the wedding dress or like the whole weekend of events?
Usually they always have the wedding dress and then they don't know where to go from there. They're completely lost. It's the era of the 4-day wedding. So
Yeah.
it's,
So you have to have like 7 looks.
yeah, and it's
Do not invite me to any fucking weddings, anyone out there, okay? I do not want to go.
and it's the week bachelorette party and it's the rehearsal and the bridal shower and they're coming up with all sorts of
Um, it's so funny. I feel the same way. I'm like, a 4, it's a lot. But right, a lot of people are doing it. I'm seeing it even online. It's like they're
Everyone's
traveling abroad
Mhm.
or they're creating looks for all of the people who go. Oh God, it's a lot.
People are dying, Kim.
Yeah, the brides are.
So how are you assessing like, okay, the bride or whoever it is, do you come in and you're like, okay, I already have a sense of their style? Or, I mean, your goal is obviously to elevate somebody's look, I would imagine, but
Yeah,
how
so
are you assessing that?
I usually can tell by their wedding dress. Are we a little more girly, feminine, or are we more minimalistic? So I can usually tell by the wedding dress and go from there.
What about other clients?
And I have male clients, I have Palisades moms, I have moms from Minnesota, I have business owners, entrepreneurs, lawyers.
Are most of these women and men all about business, or do they enjoy, the social dynamic? Is it more of the schmoozing and the experience, or it's like, no, like, I'm a CEO. I don't want to think. Boom, boom, boom. Here's the check. See you next week.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends. Everyone is so different. So you really have to have a really good EQ. Have to figure out what someone's wanting.
It's
Okay,
really fascinating, but it does sound like you are almost like a therapist meets, it's interesting. Like you
yeah,
really have to understand people.
Are you mostly dressing women for events, or is it everyday life? There's a lot of women who probably need both, but are they hiring you more for a red carpet, or do they just want what to wear into a meeting?
my clients are lifelong clients. I don't want to do one off. It's such an investment in my time and also their time. So let's make it worthwhile, really get into the weeds of things and change your life. I never thought I was changing people's life, so to speak, but after hearing them, how good they feel and they keep coming back, I think that's so corny, but
Oh, that's awesome, honestly.
yeah, and I do get texts sometimes. Like, I never think what I'm doing is important. But then you get the text that you're like, oh my gosh, you changed my life, X, Y, and Z. Oh, that's so nice to hear.
This dichotomy, right? There were times where we would talk to each other when we were hanging out, and she was always at the store pulling, and it's like, how much bags and shoes and this can we talk about? It's all materialistic. And then when you realize you're providing an experience, you're making someone feel good, that reminds you you can make money in retail and still be a good person.
You're providing someone to have confidence and to reassure confidence, particularly clients. I don't know how old they are, but as you age and you're rediscovering who you are and how to dress yourself, that's super important in my mind. And you're setting these people free out into the world, and hopefully they're then paying it forward as well. And I'm sure you're reinvigorating relationships and adding spice back. I mean, you're saving marriages, Shaelee. I can see that.
My favorite clients recently have been my bridal clients because you really spend a lot of time with them, but they're usually pretty fun. They're willing to try new things. I always try to push clients out of the box a little bit. There's some things that I bring and they're like, absolutely not. I'm like, please just try it. My grandmother, when we would go shopping, because every Christmas we would go shopping and she would be like, okay, pick out your Christmas presents. And I was like, I'm not trying that on. And she would always force me. And there was sometimes it like look good. And so I bring that into my style. I'm like, just trust me, let's just try it on. A lot of the times they're like, oh, okay. There's no hanger appeal. And they actually are like, I'm so glad you pushed me out of the box. They'll still always look like themselves. They're not going to look like a caricature. I think that's like the most important, but they're so fun. You get to really go deep in their lives. It starts with the wedding. Now they're pregnant, so then they need a pregnancy pool, and
What's your
they
favorite pregnancy gene to recommend?
like a low rise, just go up in size.
You're doing a lot of weddings and things like that. Are there any other challenges? Is it like Princess Diaries where you keep turning around and it's Anne Hathaway and her eyebrows are done? You know what I mean? Is it that moment or?
No, because I really focus on the clothes. Sometimes I suggest for weddings and stuff or events, I'm like, I will send you hair, I'll send you
Okay,
makeup,
got it.
what you need to
Yeah.
look like. But otherwise, if they like their haircut and they like how they do their makeup, you do that. I'm the clothes.
Right.
Just don't mess up the outfit.
Would you define your style?
I'm so eclectic. I'll wear anything. Sometimes I'm really girly, sometimes I'm edgy. Most of the time I'm in a pair of jeans and a t-shirt. I spend
Okay.
so much time getting everyone else dressed that me getting dressed in the morning, I'm like, this is it's like a uniform. Like this is good for me.
I'm noticing your necklace right here, which is
So yeah,
gorgeous.
my jewelry line.
So I want to hear about that and how you transition, or you're doing both now.
Yeah, I always have styled with jewelry. I was
Shaelee would say it's never done until the jewelry's on. It's true.
yeah.
Even just an earring or a ring.
You don't want to distract. You want everything to be cohesive. I took jewelry classes all through high school. I've always been interested in it. And then when I was styling, we had one really huge jewelry sale. And that really sparked something in me. And I was like, oh, I want to do this.
So you sold a big amount of jewelry. How much was that sale? Really said, wow, there's money here.
The sale was just under 100,000.
Oh, okay.
And
Got money. You know it.
I was like, wow, this is crazy. From that point, I was like, I want to go head first into jewelry. COVID happened. I started a different business.
Right.
And one of the girls that I knew through styling, we became really close. She called me. She's like, let's do this jewelry line. And I was like, well, actually, I have this other business that we should do that has nothing to do with fashion. We know nothing about it. And she's like, okay, let's do that. And so we did that. Didn't
Wow.
work.
Did you learn though from your lesson before about friends and business?
I think doing business with friends is great. You just have to be very like-minded and know your place in the business. I'm
You hear that, Jason? Know your place.
know your place. Yeah, and you have to relinquish. We're my business
Control.
partner in jewelry. There, you do have to relinquish control when it's
Right.
she knows so much more about business, and I'm like, great, you go that way. I'm gonna go the creative side. I will deal with this. So you
But this
definitely,
is so awesome. I just have to say, because I'm just excited for you because you wanted to be a designer, you got into the styling world, but you're now creating, which is
yeah,
awesome.
which makes me the happiest. I like to create.
Yeah.
Styling, I don't want to sound cocky. I can do it in my sleep. Like it's,
But it's your avenue for this. I mean,
yeah, the creating part is really fun for me because there's no one telling me I don't like that shirt.
do you have a name? Can
Yeah,
we
it's called
can
Studio
find it?
24.
Studio 24. I
It's
love this.
it's all vintage inspired. There's just a lot of jewelry out there right now. So what has been to our advantage is we both have a really great book of clients. They love jewelry. So we are making jewelry that they like. So these are our baubles. These are all bespoke. This one's a marquee shape that everyone's been loving, but this is our chain. Our signature chain, which is this is the lock.
Is it like a ball, like they're like gold balls or something? I think that's okay. I love
I
that.
love gold balls.
Yes, Jason, I knew you were gonna say something. Waiting for it.
Walk into it, Shaelee, like as if I don't know that it's happening, but it gets me every time. Do you have a favorite piece or a new piece that you're really excited about?
Love our necklaces. I love these earrings that we just made.
Oh,
These
wow.
little orbit earrings.
Love that. It looks like you can wear them almost every day, like, but also they're popping.
What's it been like recently with gold going up? And could you talk a little bit about lab diamonds versus real diamonds?
The gold pricing is outrageous. It's taken our chain that used to be 6,000, now it's 8,000. It sucks because that's such a huge jump. Hopefully it will go down. You just have to roll with the punches, and that's, I guess, just business. Where it bothers you, and then you just have to keep moving on.
Entrepreneurial life, it's always an up and down roller coaster.
And that's why you also have to find a good business partner that when you're having a freak out, they bring you down, and vice versa. You know, you have to complement each other nicely.
Shout
And
out
then,
David Lip. Shout out David Lip.
Am I top liver over here? What's
You
going
were
on?
there in the times that I needed the most.
yes,
Wow. David, we're going to have to battle it out, David.
he was your counterpart in that. Like that, he was so good at like bringing you down.
Are you going to vintage stores? Are you looking at old Boucheron and Belperon images? How are you finding this inspiration?
I like to go to vintage stores. I like to browse Etsy or eBay, look for vintage inspiration there.
All right, we don't gatekeep here. Top 2 vintage stores in LA.
I love the Dig in Venice. That's where I get my vintage denim. But probably what comes around goes around. They have a really good variety.
And Resurrection.
Yeah, Resurrection is on Melrose.
Come on, I'm going to go check it out.
I think everyone should just do what they like and not worry about what everyone else is wearing. Sometimes I go off the deep end too. I don't want to look like anyone else. And then I look at it like, okay, this is even too wild for me. You need to like reel it in.
Yeah, but that's fun too
Yeah.
sometimes.
It's time for Schmooze Fest, everyone.
Okay. All right, Shaelee, Schmooze Fest. It's just quick, fun, rapid fire questions to get you to know you a little better. Are you ready? What's an item that instantly ages an outfit, and what should you swap in?
Probably a shoe. I think a shoe ages an outfit, especially if you're buying a designer shoe.
Are those the Pradas from 2002 or whatever that line is in Elle Woods?
Don't be
That's
stomping
fun.
those last season Prada shoes at me, honey.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, what's the best under $150 item that you've rebought for multiple clients? What's your go-to? that's inexpensive.
Some Matern pieces, they're just really good t-shirts. But for myself, under 150, I would buy a pair of vintage jeans.
We talked a little bit about you like a uniform. What's your current uniform on one of your heavy work days, heavy shopping days?
Probably a pair of jeans and a t-shirt, a sweater.
What's the most overrated style rule?
Colors that don't go together.
What are colors that don't go together?
Well, black and brown you never used to go together, and now all I
And I
do
see it
is
I know, I see a lot of it.
and
I
I'm
gotta
not,
say, I wasn't a brown girl, but like this chocolate brown is really, it's
yeah.
calling to me. And I feel like I might need some kind of bag in that color. I told myself I gotta rein it in.
I did
And
that last month.
I'm trying to just like pressure test. I've got a lot of cool pieces. Let me make sure I'm actually wearing them versus trying to go out and get new. I do have a wish list, and on there are some chocolate brown row bags.
Liz is
Those
eyeing the Marlowe. She has us a nice.
Arlo 17 with the zippy zip on the top. I like the chocolate brown.
See, when you put a spending freeze on yourself, at least this happens to me. I did a spending freeze last month, and you just
You
come back
go
with a
balls to the
vengeance,
walls. I
and you don't
know, I
even know what's
know.
happened, and you're like, well, this was pointless.
I know, and I'm going to be in Tokyo at the start of November. I'm just going to try and rein it in.
I feel like it's hard to give recommendations. You really can't go wrong.
What's a jewelry pet peeve that makes you itch?
I think just seeing the same thing on everyone. I see the same necklace on every single person. Let's do something different. Like at least get a different color, design.
What's your last book that you read or podcast that you listened to or watched?
I read a lot of books and I listen to a lot of podcasts. The last book I read was the new Dan Brown book,
Oh,
Secret of Secrets, the Da Vinci Code
yeah,
guy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even know he had a new book.
Yep, I read that one. And then I listen to podcasts every day.
Yeah, same.
What's your favorite pod
Uh,
besides this?
Hustle and Schmear.
Good answer.
Dateline. Yikes.
Oh, okay.
Dateline and like Dax Shepard's podcast.
Dateline murder and crime?
Yep,
Yeah.
lots of murder, all murder.
Yeah. No
Oh.
wonder you and my mom got along.
All right. What's your favorite spot in LA for drinks or vibes?
Probably Chateau at the moment.
Okay.
Lay's dead recently, so it's kind of hard to say, but I think it's the hotels right now.
I
Chateau
like
and
that.
Tower Bar.
Okay, if you could do anything besides what you're doing right now, what would it be?
When I was growing up, I always said I wanted to own a hockey team.
Ooh, I love that. Panthers won last night. My parents are season ticket holders. They're into it. Love hockey.
Yeah, that was a good.
The first designer piece you ever bought and still love. We know you bought the Speedy. Anything else that was an early designer purchase?
That was such a big one. I paid for it myself, so I don't really remember.
What's
I
your
like
most coveted item right now?
Just bought a coat that I brought to Paris with me that I absolutely love from
Again,
Libero.
don't gatekeep. Let's hear it.
Libero. Libero. I don't know it. I'm gonna have to look it up.
It's like
Oh,
I look kind of
yeah.
like a clown, but I love it.
Did you wear it to the Mew Mew show?
Yeah,
I
but
did
she
not.
strikes me as someone who's going to put on the clown outfit and look amazing, and then I'm going to be in my head. I'm going to put it on. Not all of us could rock the clown there. Okay, what's the best lesson that you've learned about money from working for yourself?
We had this client that it was like watching the fall of the Roman Empire. And that was the first thing that I was like, oh my gosh, I need to save my money. As good as I am at spending money and spending other people's money, I'm really good at saving.
Backstory on this client and what happened, just a tiny touch.
They just spent like it was going out of style and had the coolest style, was amazing, was so cool and fun, and all literally within a day, it just all went away. And so seeing that coming from such extravagance to see that it could go away was such a moment in my life that I was like, oh shit, you need to relax. You can't buy every single thing that you love. So I'm pretty good at saving.
Okay, I like that. What's the best shopping city in the world, and is there one that disappointed you?
LA is kind of disappointing. The best shopping city, I don't know, probably Paris, but when I went to Japan a few years ago, I was like, it's just they're very individual. So everything was so different. I found such amazing things that are just Japanese brands. So that was really fun. Things I haven't seen before.
Yeah, I love that. Last one. What's one item that makes you feel unstoppable?
I guess what makes me feel good is a great coat and just like a great outfit in general. Just one that fits really well. It can just be a jean and a t-shirt, and that makes me feel really good. If something fits perfectly, That makes me feel unstoppable. It's not one item.
Okay, so we all need a Shaelee to help us be unstoppable. Jason, you're up.
I have a question though. What is your favorite onigiri?
Probably ume shiso. Ume is like a that no one likes.
It's time for a little this or that. Are you ready?
Yes.
Alaska winter or LA heat?
That's so hard because I don't really like the heat, but the winters are dark and really long. Maybe LA heat.
Vintage find or brand new?
Vintage fine.
Big closet or big jewelry box?
Both?
I know, just to say, can we have both?
Matcha or martini?
Matcha. I can't drink martinis. They put me in my grave.
Fall fashion or resort wear?
Fall fashion.
Tailored blazer or oversized trench?
Something in between. I don't like super oversized. I want it to just fit perfectly, but I don't like the super tailored small.
Coat or leather jacket?
Leather jacket.
Wide leg trouser or straight jeans?
Straight jeans.
Little black dress or perfect suit?
Little back dress.
Structured tote or mini crossbody?
Coat.
Monochrome or print moment?
A moment for sure.
Quiet luxury or statement piece?
Statement piece.
Gold or platinum?
Yellow gold? Lots of different color golds.
Yellow gold.
Yellow gold.
I agree. With
Okay, and lastly, salmon or cod?
Salmon.
That's it for this or that with Shaelee Hansen. All right.
Okay, Nosh of the day to discuss recent favorite restaurants, recipes, or maybe a place you don't like to go to. Jason?
Okay, so today I have two. Being in New York, went yesterday, stumbled upon this place called No Glue. Thought I was going to get high off of Elmer's, but really I walked in and it means no gluten. It was a bakery that was based in Paris and New York. It was on 93rd and Madison. I got a pumpkin tart, like a little unbelievable, delicious. Then in the evening, I went with my friends to a local restaurant on 73rd, I think, and Lexington called Set the Mezzo. It's just a hot spot. Tory Burch sometimes there, and Oprah's there.
And Jason Salstein.
That's right, and me. So I belong. I got the seafood salad. Highly recommend it. Shaelee, you're up.
I don't really go to new places. Like I go to my favorite places.
Yeah, that's great. We want to hear that.
Yeah. Or a recipe that you've been making lately. Maybe it's salmon.
Well, because I made so much salmon, now I'm just only eating
Salmon
steak.
down. Yeah.
And my favorite place is Katsuya.
But wait, what's your favorite?
Katsuya.
Oh, okay.
But
Which
not
one?
like not the fancy one, the original ones, the izakayas. They're just every single time. It's perfect.
Okay, I'll get to mine because that's how I feel about mine. And I know it's basic, but when they have the artichokes at Houston's, it's like you won the lottery. Okay, because they don't, I feel like they used to have it all the time. Now I just went here in Miami. They had the artichokes, fabulous. You dip it in. And Shaelee
You dip
just
it in and you bite it and you basically
they're like
that
scrape
is
it
not
off.
fun. That is so
Yes, it is. It's so good. And you don't even need the sauce. It's good on its own.
Yeah.
But Shaelee, same thing. It hits every time.
Yeah.
And why mess with success?
Also,
So-
spicy margaritas.
I've not had a spicy margarita there. This is Houston, very different than Hillstone. It's not, but it is. Apparently, Houston's used to not have the sushi menu, and now they do, and I get the tuna Thai roll. That's phenomenal. Anyway, love it. It's basic, but
Get a spicy margarita there.
okay, that's my next go-to. Okay, while we're talking about Nosh, we love to talk about bagels on here. Shaelee, I know you're in LA.
Yeah.
You're probably not doing a lot of this, but when you're in a place that has good bagels, sorry,
and
LA.
we know you love the smoked fish.
Yeah, what's your bagel order? Is there lox? Is it cream cheese? Like, what's your go-to?
Okay, so I didn't grow up with lox
Really?
because our smoked fish is very different. It's just very different.
Whoa.
But when I do eat bagels, which is not often because I do live in LA, I'm very simple. Just a plain bagel with cream cheese. I don't like the onion bagel, just plain bagel, lightly
Bagel.
toasted. Cream
And
cheese.
regular cream cheese?
Yeah.
Okay, I like it.
Well, I gotta ask, Ben, are you a Canner's or are you a Nate and Al's girl?
I've never been to either.
A Shunda.
Shaelee, when we're in LA, we're going to take you to one of them. I don't know which one is the best one, but we'll do one of them.
Yeah, we'll do a pickle tasting.
Jason, no, it's going to go somewhere.
Oh. See?
All right. Speaking of
Running-
where it's going to Mitzvah of the Day. Mitzvah of the Day is the moment where we take a break from the hustle and spotlight everyday acts of kindness. Shaelee, you are so kind for doing this. Such a kind person. Is there any charities that you want to share or that you give time to?
always had kids that I've adopted through this company called Compassion. Some of them age out of the system. You pay every month.
Money for like basics and things like that.
Yeah, like I had a kid in Burkina Faso. My next one, she's in Haiti, and we share the same birthday. I picked her because they showed me a photo. She just had the biggest scowl on her face. And I was like, that's me.
That is a mitzvah. I love that.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, that wraps this episode with Shaelee Hansen. Thank you so much, Shaelee, for joining us. Everyone, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Hustle and Schmear. You can follow Shaelee Hansen
At shopstudio24.la.
Liz, Shaelee, please read us out.
All right. The hustle is real.
And the schmear is extra.